Candyman is a slasher horror about a sociologist studying urban legends. In particular, the story of Candyman, a supernatural killer associated with Cabrini Green, a troubled housing estate. Her investigation appears to summon the killer, who becomes obsessed with her. This is the plot of Candyman, or as close as you can get to describing it on the back of a DVD cover. When it came out, it was critically ignored or lambasted because of the level of violence in it and the perception that having a black antagonist made the film racist. But while it may sound prosaic on the surface, the truth is anything but. Candyman is an extraordinary film, where the rational battles the supernatural, taboo sexuality is explored, and the boundaries between space and emotion are thinned. I'm going to focus on how best to read the film, and I highly recommend that you watch or rewatch it with this reading in mind. Beware spoilers. Candyman is best considered as a Gothic film. The focus on stories and the fallibility of the narrator recalls Frankenstein, while the vivid sexuality of the antagonist invokes Dracula. But most of all, at its heart, Candyman is about transitioning from rational to supernatural modes of understanding the world. The main plot of the film can be read in two different ways. Firstly, that Candyman is a figment of Helen's imagination, and that she is committing the murders herself, the rational reading of the film. Secondly, that Candyman exists and commits the murders in the film, and Helen is in a way another of his victims, the supernatural reading of the film. There's convincing evidence on both sides. At one point, Helen screams at a Candyman that isn't there, that isn't recorded on security camera footage, and she also loses memory around the time of the attacks. But there's also the question of how the kidnapped baby survives so long at the end of the film, without some sort of external influence, namely Candyman. Further muddying the waters is the decline of rationality in the film's own story. Beginning as a relatively realistic horror, the film becomes increasingly stylized towards the end. And there are leaps in logic in the plot, such as Helen somehow escaping the mental hospital and getting across Chicago to Cabrini Green in the finale. And to compound this, within the story we never get a concrete account of Candyman from anyone's perspective apart from Helen's. All we hear about Candyman is second-hand, through stories by professors, students, cleaning ladies, or newspaper articles. My suggestion is that we take a third option. I'm of the view that Candyman is a real supernatural force within the fiction of the film, and he does commit the murders that are ascribed to him. And contact with him, and with his actions, is what drives Helen insane by the end of the movie. On this reading, the plot of the film concerns a student trying to impose a rational worldview on a place and a person she doesn't understand, Cabrini Green and Candyman. This is destroyed when she discovers a real terrifying force, the gang leader Candyman, closely followed by the real Candyman. His disregard for the laws of our world twists Helen's mind, and she becomes like him, escaping the rational world and entering into the supernatural. I prefer this reading because it ties into several other aspects of the film, not least of which is the kind of teased-at ending, where Helen reappears as a Candyman-esque supernatural figure. It fits the Gothic tone perfectly, positioning Cabrini Green as a liminal space, a kind of place between two worlds. It's through her navigation of this place that Helen falls from the rational into the supernatural, both when she enters the Candyman's world through a mural of his face, and when she projects images of Cabrini Green onto her home, inadvertently inviting him to it. This association between physical and mental spaces, especially liminal ones, echoes a theme seen throughout the rest of the Gothic. This double reading also reflects other doubles throughout the film. Helen's alternately loving and philandering husband, the sexually voracious violent Candyman and the erudite gentle Candyman, and Helen's apartment building and Cabrini Green. Candyman was sadly underappreciated when it came out, victim to both critical and audience misunderstanding. But with some beautiful visuals, a stunning soundtrack by Philip Glass, and some standout performances, especially Tony Todd as Candyman, this deep, complex exploration of the Gothic is definitely worth a watch. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to click subscribe to get the next one when it comes out next week, and I'll see you later. Have a good one.